Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to Rassle Rock with Rick Connor.
What the F was that entire freaking promo about?
Mark Callbacher.
She's like the James Ellsworth of women.
And Cory Castle.
I look like Paul London and Brian Kendrick mixed.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to 2021. Welcome to Rassle Rock. This is going to be a great year. It's going to be so much better. Everything's going to be so great. Everything's fantastic in the year of 2020, 2021. Yeah, 2021, whatever the hell year we're in. But hey, everybody. Happy New Year.
Welcome to the future.
One big thing in 2021 we will have is WrestleMania will be in front of fans. Because Tampa Bay, their stadium, they're just letting people in for the football games. So if they're doing that, then we're going to have fans for Mania. Which should be really interesting if we don't have fans all the way up till Mania to see how the crowd's going to react to everybody coming out. And WWE is going to expect like what they think, and then the crowd's going to take over that show, and it's going to be really fun.
You know what? If they want to let all these people in and get together and not wear a mask, because you know what? Go ahead, take out your grandparents. I don't care. It's going to make a better WrestleMania. Go ahead and take out the family that you never really cared about. So just go ahead and wipe them right off the face of the planet. Your little cousins that you never really see. Go ahead,
Mark,
wipe them out.
Mark was being all optimistic. Mark was being all optimistic about a cool experience, and then you were like, "Yeah, let them all die. Whatever. Who cares? Die. You're Florida. You deserve it."
The government won't give us $2,000, so now they just need inheritance by their grandparents. So they got to go to the stadium, watch this game. The only way they can be able to pay their bills is grandma's got to kick the bucket.
WrestleMania is going to be like Boomer Mania. Kill them off.
Knock them dead. Go right ahead. I'm fine with it. Yeah, man. This is this is going to be a real weird experience. They were talking about trying to get this for the Royal Rumble, but I don't think it's going to happen. About letting fans into the building, I don't think it's quite there yet. I don't think anybody. Because where's the Royal Rumble being held? Do we even know yet? Is it going to be just
probably the Thunderdome? Yeah. It's not in the Amway Center anymore. It's at like Tropicana Field or something now, right? It's at a different place.
Well, that's
isn't it?
Why wouldn't you just talk? Why wouldn't you just talk to Tampa Bay? And you're already doing Mania in their stadium. Why don't you just do the Rumble in the stadium too?
Doesn't AEW do their stuff there?
What, Tampa Bay Stadium?
Yeah.
No, Jacksonville. He's owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Florida.
Well, Tampa Bay and Jacksonville are two totally different.
Whatever. It's all Florida. I don't care. Tomatoes.
Cory, you're fading away on us. What do you got going on? Do you have your green screen?
I'm trying to mess with this, and I'm clearly not doing a good job.
I was gonna say you got like a half snap from Thanos. Wasn't a full snap.
Mr. Stark, I'm not feeling very good.
You look like Marty
Mr.
McFly.
Counter, I don't feel very good.
Yeah, man. It's going to be an odd year. We're going to have fans for part of it. At least we know that. We're going to have some fans somewhere. The world keeps on getting a little bit better. It's 2021 now, and we can finally focus on positive things and not what a crap year the last year was. But to wrap up this year, we did have something very cool on NXT, which was the year-end awards, which I thought was pretty dope. It's always year-end awards are always fun, I think, and these I feel kind of got buried a little bit by what's that?
Because they're not rigged. It's not the Slammy Awards. It's like they're actually letting the fans vote, and you can tell because the right people are winning. You know, like if you really watch, like pretty much we all have the same consensus on who should win, and then like you'll watch the Slammies, and you're like, oh, that guy should win, and all of a sudden it's some dude they're trying to push.
Yeah.
Whereas like NXT, it's a legit like you vote on each thing. You know, I thought it was a little boring this year, except for Johnny Gargano. I thought his was great.
Yeah,
I feel like it would only be fair for me to not watch that because I've watched almost none of NXT this year. Like I watch like the highlights of it here and there, but I don't like keep up on it every week. So I'm not the key demographic for that.
The whole thing too is like NXT, once they extended to an hour and a half, it turned into a longer show. There's that dot that's driving me nuts, and I can't figure out where it's coming from. And then on top of that, like they lost all their personality for the last like 4 months. They've been just like fumbling back, trying to get to like a show where it's actually you actually want to watch it. Just I mean, you can watch it on wrestling quality, but everybody was boring. So now they're finally getting like personalities put back into place, and it's becoming a better show again.
Yeah, they don't need an extra half hour though. Keep it at what it is. Keep it at what it is. I mean, they came down from 2 hours. Now that's like they finally found where it's fine. Don't go longer than what you need to.
I was honestly happier with an hour.
I wish that they'd get like a Sunday Night Heat back for like combination Raw, SmackDown, and NXT show. Just like throw it on. I mean, they're all running the same towns. It's not like they're on tour. They're all there in the same town. Do like a neutral, all of them together show. Do a Sunday Night Heat. Like if you're going to add more TV time, do it in a way that can commingle it, so that you can explain more when a SmackDown superstar comes to Raw, or anything like that. You can be like, yeah, we saw it on Sunday Night Heat. You guys did. So then that will create more demand for people to watch Sunday Night Heat.
I think Sunday Night Heat isn't that like Humberto Carreras? Like, isn't he on there all the time or something like that? I think that was him and Ricochet's show for a while.
Was that main event?
Main event or whatever it is on Sundays.
Yeah, they still have main event. Main event, believe it or not, is still a thing. Like main event exists, and 205 Live still exists.
But I mean, if they're looking to get TV time, right? They should be given TV time on the network or on USA to a different day of the week, and maybe not a brand that already exists, on those networks. Go, hey, maybe we're going to put main event on for a half hour on Sundays, or I'm saying like Sunday Night Heat, but I'm saying like kind of like a Shotgun Saturday, like stuff that would come on in the mornings and stuff. If they had something like that actually played on network television, it could be neat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. They did something a couple weeks ago with R-Truth and Elias, where R-Truth came out on Monday Night Raw, and while Elias was playing in the ring, and Truth was just like, I came out on main event and interrupted me, and I just wanted to come out and apologize. And everybody went, what? When? No, who watches main event that we know that happened? Like, are you kidding? There was no like recap or anything. He just came out. And so I was like, I was on main event, and I did this. And I'm like, okay. You could have showed
they
that.
Should make those shows count. Yeah, they should make those shows mean something. Like it's like it's already something you're spending the money to produce. Might as well try to get something out of it.
Yeah, that's why when they released EC3,
who's going to be on main event now?
They weren't using him anyway, and then they were like, no, he was on main event for the last 6 months. Where they're like, was he? Are you kidding me? Nobody knew that.
I didn't know.
Everybody's like, I was like, I guess EC3 is injured. It's like, no, he's wrestling weekly on main event, and nobody knew about it. So yeah, it'd be nice to get those like 205 Live and the and main event some press, man. It'd be great.
Yeah, and why not do like a When Worlds Collide weekly thing with everything? You can go NXT proper and NXT UK. Throw them boys in there. Throw some 205 Live, some SmackDowns, some Raws, all on one show, and it just can kind of mean something instead of just adding longer TV time. So you can add more commercials to Raw or to NXT. Is that why you're doing it? It's like, as the network seeing what the ratings are, and I don't know. I think it's just it feels like wasted resources.
It is totally, and like you said, Rick, when they were talking about like, oh, like I did this to you, Elias, on main event. Why didn't they show a clip of that?
Right.
Like him interrupting or something. So like it's like, oh, hey, let's point some eyes to main event. And then what's the worst? You at least make, the main event program of that show. You can tie that into Raw or SmackDown so people are watching again. I'm not going to watch it because I already watch like 15 hours of wrestling a week, and I can't do anymore. I can't.
But I mean, they could do like turn it into like a Raw pre-show or a SmackDown pre-show. Why not? Like they used to have Sunday Night Heat on before pay-per-views. Like that used to be the kickoff show. Why not do that again? Why does it have to be some weird ESPN looking?
Hire us for consultants on WWE products because we have great ideas. If they come out with a Sunday Night Heat now that's like a hodgepodge of talent, and maybe call it Sunday Night Hodgepodge, we know that they're listening. They're listening to our show and taking the ideas.
Sunday Night Hodgepodge, now on USA. We're like, hey, we came up with that.
We're just say that it actually is. Like we just start talking about it, and then they're like, wait, did we agree to? And then watch it be a thing, and be like, yeah, we willed it into existence. We did that. We're announcing it right here and right now. Introducing to the USA Network, Sunday Night Hodgepodge.
It's happening. It's happening, folks. I'm telling you. They can't stop watching us. We do be creative.
I'm trying to think of what went down this week. I thought every show except for NXT and AEW were pretty much mediocre. We did get 2 returns this week. We got Eric Rowan, which was really surreal, showing up on AEW. And Rick and I were talking before the show. They were trying to say that Jericho was in trouble. I was like, how does he get in trouble when he's part owner or whatever of the Federation?
Right.
Because he was screaming, it's Eric Rowan. That's Eric Rowan from the Bludgeon Brothers. And someone, I guess, got upset because he just yelled out some like WWE like property names.
On commentary?
Yeah, on commentary. And
I didn't hear it.
The Excalibur's screaming, I guess they're calling him Eric Redbeard.
Okay.
So, Excalibur screaming, it's Eric Redbeard, and Jericho right after is like, it's Eric Rowan.
Well, Jericho's probably drunk, one.
Most likely.
2, he's like, well, it applies to the fact that Brody Lee was Luke Harper. If he goes, Brody Lee was Luke Harper, and Luke Harper teamed with Eric Rowan, who's right there, just so this makes sense to everyone.
You know what it is too. I think in the end, Jericho understands that we're a lot smarter. Like we know who Eric Rowan is,
right?
Like anybody who started following Luke Harper in AEW most likely was an old fan of WWE or still is. Right. So they know who the guy was. They know who Eric Rowan is.
Yeah, everybody who watches AEW are people who've already watched AEW and already get it, and already kind of get that it's they're not out there making new audiences, really. Like you get it if you watch it.
Yeah.
But I thought the tribute was really well done. I'm not cool with it. I never liked it when they sit them down and interview them, do the shoot interviews.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I know that I wouldn't want to see it. Like it's a nice tribute, but like I'm already as sad as I want to be.
Well, then definitely don't watch the tribute video. That was the other thing they were talking about. They were talking about, hey, like Chris, like might have gotten in trouble for dropping those words. Then they do the tribute video, and in the tribute video, there's Roman Reigns, there's Bray Wyatt, like Jey Uso in the background of one of them, like
was it? It was photos though. It wasn't like WWE footage.
No, it was just photos. It was photos. I guess people were posting or the wife had of them that they used for the tribute. But it was just like I don't get it. I don't understand why we have to pretend that he didn't work in another like place for like so many years.
It's all about like the dollars and cents of it. Like it's more about the copyright of that intellectual property.
Yeah.
It's really not about like honoring the man.
Yeah, I do think WWE dropped the ball though. Just having not even having a 10 bell salute. Like they didn't have to put a package together or anything, but they didn't even do a 10 bell salute.
I heard that they had filmed stuff, but they wanted to hold back until AEW did their tribute because he was currently signed there, and they're gonna like slowly release some of the stuff that they filmed as a tribute to Luke Harper for putting that stuff together.
Yeah. Well,
so, I mean, you saw everybody wearing the Brody on their arms. That was sweet. That was nice of everybody.
Yeah, they were doing that. They were doing his it's Monday, you know what that means. Mm-hmm. And then a bunch of them did yeah, all the stuff he was doing, which was cool. Like at least if the main show's not going to acknowledge it, the guys were, right. All like giving their saying their little mini goodbyes.
Yeah, it's forced it to be seen that you want to pay tribute. Yeah,
it was pretty rough watching Xavier Woods on Raw Talk. He kind of lost it on Raw Talk.
Yeah.
But, man, I don't know, man. I think only NXT's really the one to show that. Like I thought the main event picture of Raw was kind of weak with the Sheamus Keith Lee stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Like it's they're clearly gearing up for Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. Honestly, I don't think there's really anything special that you can do with that. Nothing like super entertaining. Like it feels like Raw needs something like what they're doing with Roman Reigns on SmackDown, and Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus is not that. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but Monday we're supposed to get Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre for the heavyweight title. So I guess we'll find out a little bit more about what the picture's going to be leading up to the Royal Rumble.
You think it's all Swerve and Keith Lee's actually the one who's going to turn heel?
It could be. That might be kind of awesome. Somebody knocking on something?
Someone's knocking on the door. Yeah. It's very much not for me.
Okay. Yeah, man. So we'll see what happens. That'd be cool though. If Keith Lee, if they decided to just, that they needed something to do with him, it's like, oh, let's turn him heel. That's have him blame Drew McIntyre for everything that Sheamus is doing. That's that's been done before, but it could easily be done again.
You know what? It'd be funny if he blamed his weird crossover from NXT to Raw, and he's like, "You made me shave my face. Drew made them do it. It was all Drew's idea." He said, "Shave his face, put him in a tennis skirt, and put a shirt on." I don't want any of that.
I never wore a unitard. Now I'm wearing one of these.
He blamed it all on Drew McIntyre. And then Sheamus was like, "I hear you, brother. I didn't want to wear this hat with this stupid wife beater and a wrist tape thing. That was all Drew McIntyre's idea." And Drew's like, "Well, I have been taking the reins backstage for creative." Well, it sucks.
Speaking of weird part of creative, AJ wrestled Elias.
That was good.
Which was a good match, but is AJ turning face again, or is he just like the tweener guy of Raw?
I think it was. I don't think. I think it's kind of natural that he's in between. Yeah, he's not really a heel or a face, because they made the guy almost. What is that? Amos? What's his name?
Almost.
Okay.
Almost a wrestler.
Well, they made him so likable. They've made him so likable, and now they make it so that AJ is inside the jokes with him. So like it's kind of like, okay, well AJ is likable by default, so maybe he is a babyface at this point.
I don't know, but I just love the trash talking to Elias, and then at the end, AJ just jumps up and chest bumps almost. He's gonna jump like 5 feet in the air to hit him. AJ's really running well, like with this guy being so much bigger than him, and it's actually one of the only enjoyable things on Raw right now. Like entertainment wise, like it's just enjoyable to see those two together. I almost would do a little more than just dump people in tables, but we'll see.
I don't know, man. Is this guy trained? Like, what's going on with him? Is he, is he going to be a wrestler at some point? What's happening? Does anybody know anything?
I think he's in the performance center. He's training with Keith Lee and he's an Otis. Because apparently they're all in the same league when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah.
Time to go to school, Jackson.
It sucks, but yeah, it's very well might be the case. It could be this is just a guy that they picked up out of nowhere because he's 7'3" and he looks awesome. A lot like Jessamine Duke and whatever the other one's name is. It's like, oh, let's bring these girls in from MMA and we'll put them with Shayna Baszler, and you never see them again because they weren't any good.
Well, they probably were nowhere even they were not wrestling fans at all. Like they probably had no idea what it was. They were like, well, I mean, someone said we'd be good at this, so let's try to be good at this. So bye.
Well, I mean, you got to figure like they probably saw the money that Baszler was making, and it was a lot less physically demanding than UFC, I think.
Probably. Can I talk to you about the funniest thing I've seen this week? And I was like tears laughing at this. The Joker dance that The Miz did on the stairs when he was given the Money in the Bank briefcase back. I've never seen somebody play like so happy, and he was like hugging it and kicking and stuff. It was just like I was laughing so hard, my stomach was hurting.
I wanted to enjoy that, but it was such lazy writing.
The way the performers performed it was what was hilarious. I mean,
dude, him and Morrison together are always entertaining. They're funny, man. You can see they enjoy being around each other all the time. Yeah. It's just I thought it was lazy writing. It was kind of sad. But there was a couple. I guess that Raw had more highlights than I thought. We were just talking about Shayna with her two flunkies from NXT. They kind of put Shayna back to form this week. She destroyed
she
both,
looked great. Yeah,
she destroyed both Dana Brooke and what's her name, Mandy Rose, and she looked good. Hopefully that's they're going to start moving those two away from each other now that the Rumble's coming up and Nia's talking about winning the Royal Rumble. Maybe they'll break those two up. Yeah. And Nia better not win the Rumble.
You know what? If Nia Jax wins the Royal Rumble, I'll say this right here on the internet so everybody can remind me that it happens. If Nia Jax wins the Royal Rumble, I will stop watching wrestling all there for 1 month. I will not be on the show anymore. I will just, all of February, I will just be nothing. You won't see or hear from me because I will just not watch any wrestling. Because at that point, you might as well just give up. This is what I'm saying. Because that would be the worst possible scenario.
That's
you got. I mean, with the returns, you got supposedly Eva Maria's returning this week or very soon, and what's her name? Sonya Deville just came back, and already you got two people that should be. What's that?
They're supposed to be debuting Maria, like she's supposed to be coming back, or Melina. She's coming back.
Yeah.
At the Legends night. The other funny thing I thought about that, the Legend when what's the guy with the rose Angel Garza when he was doing that thing. When it would be so funny. It would be so funny if they played it like some of these wrestlers don't watch the program they're actually on, so they don't know. They don't watch the commercials. They don't care. Like they don't. And he just been hearing people say it, and he thought they were saying ladies' night, and he's like, "Oh, ladies' night's coming out!" Like if he was like, psyched about ladies' night, and then the girl's like, "No, it's Legends' night," and she's like, "Oh, the hell's that?" And he's like, "That would have been a fun. That'd be a fun segment."
I'm still rooting for Randy Orton after lighting Alexa Bliss on fire, and I'm not showing it, which I thought was a cheap cop out. I want him to destroy every single legend on Monday night. I just want him to wreck the entire show.
He's gonna go from
Ric Flair. I want to see him take out Hulk Hogan.
Legend killer to legend burner. He'll just burn them all. I'll light them all on
all
fire.
the legends in a pile. Just a one big legends pile, like a big pyre of legends. Just sets them all on fire. They are announcing, or it's been reported anyway, that there's going to be another Firefly Funhouse at the Royal Rumble, a lot like what they did at WrestleMania with John Cena and Bray Wyatt. So it'll be with Randy Orton this time. I don't know if I'm assuming it's going to be like a Ghost of Orton's Past type of thing, where all these legends come out and
Is that why they keep ramping Orton up? Is he retiring?
I don't know.
Maybe that's what they're going to use as a Firefly Funhouse match to retire Orton. Because we haven't seen John Cena on TV since that happened.
It's going to be it's going to be. Well, how funny would it be if it was like Mick Foley and Rock, and they're like, Randy Orton, this is your life, and they turn the whole segment into "This is your life" thing. Such a cool little throwback to it. If they do it, they're listening. Hodgepodge Sunday and Randy Orton, "This is your life" are going to be segments on WWE in 2021.
It's not going to happen.
You know what? I would watch it. Yeah, man, but it'd be interesting to see what happens. They very well could do something with Mick Foley. This is your life at the Firefly Funhouse. I don't know. Interesting to see if he's going to retire. I didn't think about that. I mean, he's got to be getting up there.
Well, it's either that or
though. So, I don't know.
It's either that or maybe he's deciding to go off television for a while. But you think about it, if they're going to do that, isn't he supposed to wrestle Edge at Mania, or is Edge not ready to wrestle at Mania? And they're just going to do away with that, maybe have Edge versus somebody else later on. Like, because like I said, that was pretty much John Cena's retirement match. Like
I mean, but remember, John Cena and Randy Orton are two totally different people. So I think like Randy Orton has the ability to come back from it, because like with John Cena, you don't hear Randy Orton being the voice of the elephant on the Peanuts commercial. Like Randy Orton isn't like leaving WWE to do other things, and that's like not really showing in any way. Like he's still like a peak performer. So I don't think that he's going anywhere. Know me?
I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't even know how to get. There's a rumor that Bray's going to come out with a new mask. I don't know what this means, or like a newer character.
Well, yeah, I heard that too. It's gonna be like Super Shredder, but the Fiend.
Isn't he already the Super Shredder? Like
something.
I mean, nobody can beat him but Goldberg. So
what was on this canisters on TCRJ? Is that what those letters were?
Yeah, something like that. Bray Wyatt's just going to come back as that giant Death Star with an eyeball on top of the match next.
You were talking about laugh out loud moments. I do have to admit, Randy Orton beating up the puppets had me laughing. When he grabbed the buzzer puppet and just threw it at the Sister Abigail puppet out the window, I laughed so hard. It was so stupid. but he's just wrecking these puppets with and he's just so vicious with everything he does. He's so committed to wrecking a bunch of fake animals.
It was good. It's as dumb as the whole thing is. They're really killing it, acting wise. Like they're like I'm believing these parts. Like Alexa Bliss is fantastic.
You know what could sell a little bit better would be like commentary. The commentary team could sell it way better. They could be like, oh, so do you smell that? That reeks. You know what I mean? Just to add that other element of it into it. Like that gasoline. It's a good thing there's not a whole bunch of people in this building. Like you can be like, oh, this is why we can thank goodness for Thunderdome because we haven't all these people breathing this gasoline. It would just add elements of like another scent, you know, so you can just see it and hear it, smell it too.
I think in general they needed to. My thing keeps on freezing here. I think in general they need to just sell the whole thing more because it got very much to the point where it was just like, oh, come on, Randy. Oh, no. Don't do it, Randy. No. Oh, come on. Come on. Like, what are you doing, commentators? He's about to set a woman on fire. Can you act like it? You know, like, what the hell?
Yeah. I've had
Randy, come on. Oh, Randy, oh. Like, what are you doing? It's really
it's hard to suspend my disbelief. Like, I don't truly care. I mean, I truly don't believe that you care about her as a person at all.
I got to admit, probably one of the most badass images in ages is the dark with him just holding the match all lit up and like half of his face is lit up. Randy, probably one of the most badass images I've seen in ages in wrestling. Like he looks like an absolute murderer in that. And it's just great. Yeah. He's great at what he does. I mean, you can comment on his matches if they're boring or not. But if you give Randy a story, like I said, guy kills it every time if you give him a story he likes. And he's been running with this. Yeah, he's been running with it since Edge.
Well, that's also why I don't think he's going anywhere. We're circling back. That's also why I don't think he's going anywhere. But I just segueing right from what we were just talking about with the commentators. What did I send you guys? Did you get the text? I sent both of you guys a text.
About the Ricochet.
Ricochet. He was saying some stuff, and they were just talking right over it. Like, just know to sit out. Like, they're like so overproduced sometimes that they are underperforming.
Yeah.
Like, someone producing them should be like, hey, sit out. Let whatever moment happen. Because what did I write? Let me see. I typed it out. The thing that Ricochet said was so dramatic. Like it was like something like I'm Maximus Decimus Meridian, the father to a murdered son, the husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my revenge in this lifetime or the next.
I'm allergic to Ricochet and the retribution. Because he lost the cat.
I'm allergic to crappy writing.
I can't get the lighting
in
my house. I'm going down at this time.
Losing the light. And that dot on your face keeps moving. It was up by your eye earlier. Now it's by your chin.
I think it's a reflection off the painting on the picture on the wall here. I think that's
maybe.
What it is.
Oh boy.
But,
I was gonna say,
man.
I didn't think we were gonna dive that deep into Raw. I thought it was boring, and then you look at it, it was actually there was a lot going on in Raw. We never even got to NXT, and NXT was, like I said, the Brody thing was great. What they did AEW from top to bottom. If you want to do a tribute show, I think they pretty much changed the standard. But NXT is building for their New Year's Evil next week, and I thought that was a really good show. And the weird thing is we were talking about how long NXT is now. they did a shoot promo with Kyle O'Reilly, Finn Balor. What's the new scary, the new Undertaker the fourth, because they've had Bray Wyatt and Aleister Black. No, the other one. Karrion Kross. Yeah, Karrion Kross come out and do his TikTok thing, and then of course Damian Priest came out and attacked him. Awesome. Should have ended the show.
Absolutely awesome.
And I thought it was the end of the show, and then a wrestling match came on right after, and I was like, damn it, I forgot the show's too long now. But luckily we had two more good matches.
It looks like sorry, good. Two more what?
We had two more good matches right after that interview.
Yeah. I think NXT absolutely killed it this week. Obviously, it's not going to show in the ratings because of the absolutely fantastic tribute show that AEW did. But, NXT I thought was great. And it's a great lead up into the New Year's Evil thing that they're doing. Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly. This is the second match that they're having. I think it's going to knock it out of the park. It's going to be great. You have Karrion Kross versus Damian Priest, which is a good one. I'm trying to bring this up. My computer keeps freezing. I'm really surprised I'm still able to talk here.
You have Ripley versus Garcia or Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm.
Gonzalez. They did an insane video package on the two of them. They should have did months ago. Showing that they were like best friends in training, and then like now, one's the bad guy and one's the friend that was screwed over type thing. They should have did that months ago to get this whole entire series more impact, and now they're just getting for the last match. But I think Ripley and Gonzalez are going to kill it. I think both of them work well together. I'm trying to think.
Raquel Gonzalez is only improving, so it's gonna be fun. It's cool to add that ripple into it that they were friends at training, and like probably Rhea Ripley is responsible for making her improve in the ring. So that helps the story, helps you care more.
Well, like I said, I think she's the Nia Jax. That should have been Nia Jax. Did we lose Rick again?
Yeah,
this computer just keeps freezing up.
Oh, while he's trying to get back on, I'm gonna read to you what I wrote because I typed it out while Ricochet was saying it, because I had to get how dramatic this was. Just because you weren't strong enough to hold on to your convictions doesn't mean you gotta force me to not hold on to mine. You may confuse my kindness with weakness, but it's my strength, and you're not gonna take that. It's like, what was he performing for? Like it was very like Mel Gibson. You'll take our lives, but you won't take our freedom. Like,
he should be wearing a kilt in front of like a bunch of warriors.
He was doing like a soliloquy. It's like really going at it.
The whole problem with Ricochet is this, man. The kid could never talk. He was mad, but everything he showed in the ring was what he was about. And I don't know if they should have gave him a mouthpiece, or maybe they should have kept him silent and never let him talk when he wrestles. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But once they started scripting his promos, they made him so corny and he's so cheesy because they don't get who he is at all. Mm-hmm. And I guess he has no input on his character at all, even though. He was it 5 years ago? He was one of the biggest wrestlers in the world, and now he just sits there and he loses to a bunch of guys. That one looks like what was CM Punk's quote on that one? They should the one guy from Retribution. He's like, when you have way too many paper plates. His mask looks like a stack of paper plates with holes cut out in it.
Slapjack or slapjack. But yeah, dude, I think what would be a really cool way to handle this. I think it would be really cool if Ricochet were to join Retribution, and maybe like kind of go heel too, because like, you know, Mustafa's doing a really good job as a heel. Like he's taken this turd pile and tried to polish every one of them. I think the way that the Retribution angle has been handled has been terrible, but he's making the best out of it as a performer. So if Ricochet were to like join and do some like character to what it is, like, and like get real into it, like these other guys are doing, and then his babyface turn from that will be so humongous that it would be undeniably like main event caliber stuff against like him and Mustafa.
Yeah, well, I was hoping they would do something like that, or they can get better wrestlers. Like first you take Ricochet, and then they go after another wrestler that the fans kind of are into, but for some reason WWE ain't doing something, and have him join. Then sooner or later you beat up all the dudes in the masks, and then you have the actual real faction afterwards.
What was it that that Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode are going by now? Something dogs?
Oh, I forgot what it's called. They have the shirts.
Yeah, it's like Dirty Dogs or something.
Yeah, they had an awesome showing beating up the Street Profits on Friday night. That was actually a really good segment.
Good for them. I mean, I hope they can build something. You know what was making me laugh was they were like, oh, we're gonna put a tag match on where it's gonna be Baron Corbin tagging with Sami Zayn against another tag team who's not a real tag team, but with a real tag team sitting outside.
Yeah, I'll never understand WWE and their issue with tag teams, and then all they want to do is put singles performers together and then have them wrestle and then break so they can use it as a platform to have them wrestle each other like 4 months down the line. Yeah. I was going to bring that up with NXT because they just announced the tag team tournament is coming up, the Dusty Rhodes, and Lucha House Party is going to be in it, which is going to be fun because they had a really good showing on Wednesday night on NXT. Rick can't come back. Is that what? I thought he texted again.
No, that was me.
But here he is. I was about to say, who do you think they're going to put together? Because it seems like every year the Dusty Rhodes Memorial Tournament, they put two wrestlers together as a tag team just so they can break up and wrestle each other at the next takeover. Are you there, Rick?
No. Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, can you? Okay. Well, you can't see me for some dumb reason, but okay, sure. Here's my blank screen.
It'll make for good YouTube content.
You just put up an Eddie Valentine picture.
Oh, there you go. Picture of Eddie Valentine in his underwear. Or no, he's just wearing a belt and nothing else. Just doing this. Every time
he comes on, he just has a picture of himself.
So, randomly, who's the two from NXT that they're just going to throw together? Is that what you're saying?
I was saying, because we were just talking about how you have these tag teams on SmackDown, and what do they do on SmackDown? They do two people aren't a tag team versus Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn in a tag team match, and then the actual tag teams are off the actual television, except for a beat up angle.
Well, also, like the Forgotten Sons, the Lone Wolves, whatever, the Lone Rangers. They were over on the side, a tag team managing a guy in a tag team match who's not in a tag team with the guy he's in a tag team with against another team who's not a team.
Which is the other thing too. Yeah. SmackDown needs tag teams. Bring those guys back. Put them back as a tag team, and then you have Baron Corbin out on the outside while they're wrestling. Right. And then you have this dynamic where Baron Corbin can interfere in their matches and vice versa.
Well, yeah. I think they want to make sure they always keep their hoods on for some reason. Like they have to have their hoods up, or else they're not menacing enough to be in the, what is it called, the court?
The Knights of the Lone Wolf.
Knights of the Lone Wolf. That sounds very nerdy.
Ricochet should
Game of
join
Thrones.
do speeches.
Yeah, let Ricochet do his speeches for them. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no other tag team.
But they did my whole thing about SmackDown was actually it was a good show. They also did another fake tag team. They did Otis and Daniel Bryan.
Right, yeah. That's who's in the match. That was who was in the match with.
That's the best picture I could find of Eddie Valentine.
Wait, is that it?
That's Eddie. Yeah.
For the people listening who aren't watching the video, Rick put a picture of Eddie Valentine, a very, very like emotionless, sort of expressionless look on his face, with no shirt on, kind of doing this arm down motion.
You damn kids, arm down.
Oh
motion.
Man! All right, so it's getting late, folks.
It's a mixture of that
I don't
and
know
like.
how long my
Wow.
oh doggy, oh dog, oh you in trouble now. So it's getting kind of late here, folks. I think we should, before my computer dies completely, I think we should do a little Who Wins Wrestling. What do you say?
Do it.
You couldn't make Eddie wiggle to that.
Cory.
Right?
I wish you could get in the dance.
I'm gonna go with my old favorite of Who Wins Wrestling. He gets the little nod a year back, and we were like, you know what, this guy's probably going to be a big deal because Randy Orton gave him the old, hey kid, that was pretty good. I'm going to go with Mustafa Ali, him beating Ricochet in that match. I mean, I actually want to go with both of them. Like the match was really good. Like the way that Retribution got involved was really cool. The way that Dijakovic took like a crazy DDT on the apron. Whoa! Like that's like. That was cool. It was big, and it made me feel something as like a fan. If I was a kid watching that, I'd be like, "Whoa, I'm into this."
That was a good match. I thought they did a great job. It's just the story sucks. And it's a shame because you have way too many talented people. I mean, you got all the people outside the ring and stupid masks besides Dio that are talented. I don't know if Dio's talented because I've never seen the guy really wrestle.
Oh, so. Dude, he's good. He's really good.
Yeah.
He had a match on. He just had a Raw match a couple weeks ago, where everybody on Retribution had a match. Do you remember that, Rick?
Yeah.
Who did he wrestle?
Yeah, it was Ricochet.
Yeah, that was amazing. He did a really good job. Yeah. I didn't have expectations for the guy, but he exceeded whatever they were. If I did,
I knew. It was good. It was. I just don't know where they're going with the actual angle. Like if they're because you figure it would. Ricochet worked his way through Retribution and he lost every time, but then it came to the final match, like the head of Retribution versus Ricochet, and you figured this would all come to a head, but Ricochet lost again. It's like. Well, what are you going to do? Like, what do you, like, you're just going to keep on doing the same thing over and over again?
It was weird because I was thinking, like, if he lost, he had to join. But he was like, he lost, and then he was like, I've been thinking about it, and I am not going to join. And then he hit him with a move, and then he left.
It was just weird. Why wouldn't he join?
And it was like, okay, so I think that it'll be like next week. And be like, okay, I beat you. That means you have to join. If I beat you, I get to keep you. Like, you have to belong to me now. And they could do like a Jey Uso Roman Reigns thing where, like, he joins Retribution and he becomes a heel through proxy and just does, like, works on character. And then it'll make for his turn on Ali bigger. Eventually.
That could happen, yeah. All right, Mark, who do you got? Well, who was wrestling this week?
I'm probably stealing this from you because we were talking about before off air. I'm going with Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
Sometimes wrestling just needs to be fun, and he did this whole NXT curse where he keeps losing the belt, and they just did every skit with him was entertaining. The one with Austin Theory winning Future Superstar of the Year, and he made him share it with Indy. He made him share his plaque with her. And then he throws his whey protein and breaks the mirror. And as he's mad, he just walks under a ladder. And Austin Theory goes to tell him, don't. And Candice LeRae's covering his mouth. And then he goes out and him and Leon Ruff have a great match. Like that kid for a 150-pound man is awesome. They have a great match. They tease all that in there. He was just a really entertaining it was kind of neat because it would go from match to Johnny Gargano, from match to Johnny Gargano. And I think he finally figured out his heel character, and now it's starting to click.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I don't know. Does he have a match on this upcoming show, the New Year's Evil show? I don't think he does.
No, I don't remember.
No, I don't see him on here. That kind of sucks, but it's pretty cool. It's Gargano definitely found his home with this heel gimmick. Not that there was anything really wrong with his face gimmick, but he's been doing great. This has been Johnny Fan. He's been thoroughly entertaining ever since ever since he turned. He's been just that perfect heel that just that you want to laugh at. You want to boo him, but you can't because you're laughing at him too hard. He's very, very hilarious. Everything that he does, pretty much. And I'm glad that they're letting him. They're giving him carte blanche to do whatever he wants and to be himself and to be this funny character. So that's really great. I don't have another thing with wrestling.
It's best to not overproduce somebody like that. So that's the same thing I've been saying for years about give the business back to the boys and let them kind of discover who they are. It's cool that they're kind of letting. It seems like they're letting that happen a little bit more with Johnny Sameface.
And apparently they're a faction now. They're called The Way. I don't know.
The Way,
I guess because Johnny's such a geek. I guess it's from The Mandalorian, but so he can say
it's because,
Way on television.
It's because of the whey protein.
I'm telling you, if he says this is the way in a promo, I'm telling you that's how he puts the Mandalorian into it.
It definitely is a good cult faction name. Like that would be a good name for a faction if it was for like a cult gimmick. But I like it too. I mean, I think it's cool. It's a cool name. Like I wasn't even thinking of the Mandalorian, but it totally makes sense. Because he's such a nerd. I get it.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to drop off. I have like 5 minutes to put on shoes and pants. It's like there isn't anything without pants.
This guy in shoes. Who needs shoes for work?
I'm gonna put shoes and pants on and go hand out takeout burgers to people for the next 5 hours.
All right, folks.
All right.
Well, this has been a fun show, guys.
I'm going to jump off.
Yeah, man, I had a great time. Tune in next week for more fun and action from Rassle Rock because it's going to be a blast, man. Mark's gone. Cory, do you have any plugs or anything you want to get going before we get going?
Check out rasslerock.com. Working on my website. The audio for my Just Incredible episode will drop on Monday, so check that out. And also, the podcast is called Evolving with Cory Castle. That's CORYKASTLE, and the width is just W/. And and just keep supporting the things you like. And if you're enjoying this show, let us know you exist. Just subscribe to Rick's YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast platforms that is of your choice, the podcast that you enjoy, that you listen to them on that. We're probably on it, and hopefully you should be subscribed. And if not, please do, and give us a 5-star rating and review.
Yeah, man. That's about it. Yeah, check out WrestleRock.com. You can see all the YouTube clips of Rassle Rock on there. You can see all the merchandise store that everything is connected to charity that we were just talking about not too long ago on a live stream. Everything is going to Partners in Health from the YouTube, from the WrestleRock.com store. 100% of all proceeds go to that. And I think it's a pretty good site. You can hear some past episodes. You can hear the current episode. This episode right now is going to be on here. We're working on getting that a little bit more streamlined. I think maybe I'm going to go with SoundCloud or something like that to get that up there. But yeah, man, it's a good website. It's a good, decent home for it.
Join us on our journey to 300 episodes. We're almost there. We're 10 away. We're
10 episodes away from 300,
Woo.
folks.
Woo.
Folks. Yeah, man.
Let's get some ideas for what you'd like to see us do for the 300th episode, or hear us what you'd like to hear us talk about. Because we're open to originality. We love it.
I love originality. That'll about do it for this episode of Rassle Rock. So thank you very much for listening. I'm Rick Connor.
Cory Castle.
And I will see you. No, what do we say? Let's take it out like we always do with Mr. Nick Burke.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Join us again for another episode of Rassle Rock. This has been Jay Davis speaking.